let's move on to the final team here in the NFC East, and this is the team that I think I'm really worried about. if you're a New York Giants fan, hey, at least the Knicks are doing well in the NBA because my goodness, I don't know. I don't know how this team is going to be. I like Brian Daboll. I really do. I think he's a good head coach. I love him. I love seeing his interviews with the quarterbacks. It kind of reminds me of like a John Gruden kind of feel, where he gets, fired up and everything. Is he John Gruden? Absolutely not. I'm just saying that it's just the kind of vibe that I get from him. He loves the quarterback position, though. He loves, seeing where his quarterback's mindset is, pre-snap and all that good jazz. They went out and they got Jaxon Dart. I really like Jaxon Dart. I've been high on this guy since the draft. I think he's going to be a pretty good quarterback in the NFL if he has an opportunity. Unfortunately, I don't know what kind of opportunity he's going to get here in New York because this is my biggest worry with this team, Carlos. I don't know if Brian Daboll or even the GM, Joe Schoen, I don't know if they have a full year. I really don't, because a lot of us were surprised with them sticking around last year after the whole Saquon debacle. They ended up doing it. They didn't do very well. And, but hey, they're back. But I don't know if the ownership of the Giants are going to wait an entire next season to keep them. If things start looking bad early, you might see a head coaching change. You might see a GM get fired. I mean, it's just one of those things that might happen. And you want to talk about putting gasoline on fire and chaos? I mean, your quarterback room is already fire and chaos. You have Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, Jaxon Dart. If there is a bet out there right now that all three of those quarterbacks are going to have a start this year, I would put money on it because I just have a feeling that they don't know their direction. They want it. I'm sure Jaxon Dart is their direction, but they want to sit him, right? Russell Wilson's a great quarterback to sit behind. Jameis Winston's definitely interesting.
Interesting is the only way to put it.
Yeah, but if Brian Daboll gets fired, who's to say the interim coach doesn't come in and says, Dart, you're up? And, to heck with Russell and Jameis. I don't know what this team is going to be. I have them going 4-13. They have one of the toughest schedules in the NFL too. There is not a lot of good games this year for them. So good luck, New York fans. But I do love their defense. Their defensive line on paper has got to be the best defensive line in the league. Hands down, right? Production, we'll see what this season holds. But on paper, hands down, best defensive line in my opinion.
Yeah, it really is going to be like the tale of the quarterback. Like, what Russ do we get? Do we get Seattle, like Super Bowl
Do we get
Russ?
2016 Seattle, like Russell? Or
I don't, but you know what they will get? It's an upgrade because what they had last year wasn't good. There was no chance to win with those quarterbacks. And you have a guy who protects the ball. So I don't think Jaxon Dart hits the field this year would really be beneficial. He just carries a clipboard all year. And Russ, it hopes that Russ he's able to manage and get the ball around. The problem, like you said, it's not going to be their defense. I mean, you've got Lawrence, Brian Burns, Abdul Carter, assuming he's not a bust. You got Thibodeau, who was a starter for them and a good one. He's on the bench. This is a rotation guy now on there. I mean, and they got other good pieces with they got Nunez, the old Bucks guy, Sanchez on there. They've got that defense, and they got Javon Holland. So they were able to sign a big free agent with Holland, get him in the back end. They should have never got rid of Xavier McKinney. It was a stupid move on their end. That defense is going to be – that defensive front will make the back end's job much easier and the linebackers. It's going to make the linebackers better. Derek Brooks always said he would not have been the player without Warren Sapp. And he's not – they've got Bobby O'Keefe. that came from
Mm-hmm.
Indy, who's good. The defense is going to keep them in ball games for sure, and it's going to take pressure off the back. But when you go to the offensive side of the ball, I don't know if there's enough weapons. I mean, Darius Slayton is supposed to have been good for I don't know how many years now. He's an okay receiver,
They
probably a
got Malik
3.
Neighbors,
But I got
and he
Neighbors.
was
That's
great.
it. But he got hurt. He's not a. I don't want to say he's not tough, but he took some shots when they were forcing the ball. Who was it? Danny DeVito was quarterbacking.
Yeah.
Freaking nightmare! It was like Jameis with his eyes closed. And Tracy is a good. He had a really good year last year. The O line is still a little suspect. I mean, Andrew Thomas is their best O line. He only graded out as 64 last year, which is not good.
Now I will
So,
say this to help the quarterbacks because I feel like that they're. I mean, everyone is going to assume that Russell Wilson is going to start. Jameis is going to be the backup, kind of 1A to Dart 1B. Their running back last year, he was a rookie, Tyrone Tracy Jr. He had a fantastic rookie season. I really liked him. They also drafted my favorite running back out of this year's draft, Scatabo. So I think he's going to be a good running back in that in that offense with Tyrone Tracy. It's going to be a good 1-2 punch. So they do have some help with the running game. Their offensive line, though, still kind of suspect. You were saying it earlier. The trenches of these NFL teams have got to be on point. If you are going to make any sort of a playoff push, if you're going to make any sort of a Super Bowl run, it starts in the trenches. Philadelphia Eagles over the past 3 to 4 years have built this team literally from the inside out. They started in the trenches, and then they started adding pieces. With AJ Brown in the offseason, they drafted Devontae Smith. They ended up getting Jalen Hurts, and then they got Saquon last year. But it all started with that offensive line. And even when Jason Kelce departed, dude, their center came right in and played a hell of a year last year. So New York's offensive line, I'm not too impressed with. It's going to be one of those things. And this is just a tough, again, I don't see Brian Daboll or the GM getting a full year. I really don't. I don't. I think by week 6 or 7, if they're not at least 500, I don't know if they make it.
I think they're very interesting to me. I don't have them. I don't think being as bad as you have them. Just because I don't know if they're 4-13 in my book. They just need one more piece on that offensive line. Here's another thing. I'm not sure if Scatterbo right now is third on the depth chart. It's Tracy, Devon Singletary, and then him.
Yeah.
I think if he, I don't know if it's a plus or a minus if he ends up taking a bunch of snaps. Is it because Tracy went to a sophomore slump? He's not good because when you look at these two guys, it's almost the same guy. They're about the same. Tracy's a little bit taller. Scatterbo's not a tall guy. This is like a little bowling ball. But I don't. You like the guy. He's got a ton of grit. He gets after it. He's a game time player.
He's a football guy. He's a football guy.
My sights for him aren't as high as yours. I think his lack of attributes will catch up with him. Heart will take you so far, but you got to have in this era. It's a different era. And is the Giants going to try to play the running game in a pass happy era? I don't see it. But
you said the same. I'm almost positive you said the same quote where heart can only take you so far about Bucky Irving last year.
No, Bucky. I didn't say that about Bucky. Bucky just wasn't a line of Oregon running backs that sucked because they were fast. The Bucs are using Bucky Irvin the way that every Oregon running back should use. Get him the ball out really quick in open space and run outside zones. It's Bucky is just the Bucks were smart enough to know, hey, we have Tristan Wirfs out here. We're going to run behind this guy. We're not going to run in the middle. We're going to go outside and we're going to throw the screen passes to him on here. I just don't know. Is Scatterbo the guy that I want? I mean, in college he did it, but I mean, we're talking the NFL. We're talking the elite of the elite, and I think some of that stuff, the speed, is going to show up a little bit. But I mean, we'll see. The guy plays with a lot of passion. He's going to bring it when he comes out. But going back a little bit here, I just don't know what that offense looks like. You have the head coaches calling the plays. Is the OC calling the plays? If the head coaches took over the offense, then why do you have an OC? Just get you a passing game coordinator, and because I feel like there's tension there, like who's actually running the offense. And I haven't liked their offense so far. They didn't address, I thought, the needs that they did. The rumor was they were trying to get out of 3. They couldn't do it. I mean, it's great to have all that defensive talent on the line, but man, I don't know. You need a little bit on the other side. You got to be able to block for Tracy Scatterbo. Like, he's not going to run through a lot of stuff like he did in college. The last guy we saw do that fits his frame was Mike Allstott, but that was a different era. And I don't even know if Allstott can walk straight anymore. I'm pretty sure he's looking in the mirror all day. But
it's okay, because I will watch his highlights.
Yes. But I don't think he's that guy. I don't think he's a Mike Allstott-ish guy. Allstott was just a different beast.
I don't think anybody can be Mike Allstott. No. I don't think he is. I just like the fact, because now if Scatterbo were to go to a team and he needed to be the workhorse, yes, I would still like him, and I'm still rooting for him because he's just a football guy. He has that grittiness to him, and he just I like the guy, and as a person, and then he's an awesome football player as well. Especially, man, when ASU played Texas, dude, he had a hell of a game that game. But anyway,
he really did. he really did. Hopefully, we'll see. Hope the guy turns out great. I'm going to put him at 5-12. I think they're a top tier pick. And
I just 4-13.
So I know. I'm a little bit
one more game.
Look at their schedule, and I'm like, holy crap, man! They've got whoever did this hates them. I mean,
hates Brian Daboll. No, they hate Brian Daboll.
Yeah, their out of conference games are
insane.
They're insane. Like, holy,
they're not easy. This is going to be a really rough year for the Giants. Yeah. But
there's still some free agents out there that are hanging around. You got Gabe Davis, Keenan Allen would be a great pickup for them. If they can get a couple.
I think Keenan Allen. I think both. Get them both. Why not?
Yeah.
Gabe Davis, Keenan Allen, both of them.
They'll take some very friendly contracts. I mean, they haven't signed. June 1st is right around the corner. Those would be one of those guys would be a big lift for them on the offensive side of the ball, especially a Keenan Allen that understands, can help Russ out a lot. Gabe, he's a burner.
June 1st is going to be a really interesting day for the NFL, I think. I think that a lot of players that have just been kind of sitting out there, hopefully we see Aaron Rodgers get signed. I'm so tired of hearing it. Just sign. If you're not going to sign, then don't sign. Doesn't matter to me.
He's still waiting on Minnesota. I think that's where his heart wants to go. It's indoor.
He truly wants to follow Brett Favre. That's
it's like
to the Jets, to the Minnesota Vikings.
Hey man, I think they got who they like. I get it, but Pittsburgh's not a bad. I don't think it's a bad landing spot. I mean, it's good defense. They're not going to ask you to go out and sling the ball 35 times a game, and you got an O-line that's going to protect you. Like,
yeah,